Claire joins us from Dallas, Texas to discuss her reasons for starting her own podcast, EPL Wrecked, being a United fan during the Super League drama, her off-season hopes for United, Champions League predictions, and her picks for Week 35 in the Premier League. We're down here in the Ratel Bunker and Barbershop Studio, and this is the Boys and Bolos podcast. Welcome back to the Boys and Bolos podcast. We're down here in the Ratel Bunker and Barbershop Studio. Jarrett.
That was such an emphasis on here.
Oh, we are. But we are here.
Yeah, but you were like, here.
Yeah.
We are here.
Another day. Week 34 has ended.
Although
the books. There was one game postponed.
We will get to that.
But we do have a guest.
Claire is all the way from Dallas, Texas, by way of New York. Claire, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Lovely to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's a lovely Monday evening, and West Ham won, so my nerves are through the roof. And
not much has changed for me.
No.
Just
in general, or referring to Tottenham?
Tottenham still in 6th or 7th-ish, somewhere around there.
That's cute.
Fighting for that.
That's cute.
For that prized Europa League spot.
Hey, you know what? It's a certain type of team that gets excited about Europa League.
Hey, it's all right.
So Claire's here, and we're super happy that you are here. You run your own podcast. So do you want to give yourself a shout out, talk about your podcast really quick, or
sure.
Why did you start the podcast?
Yeah. So I basically started the podcast because I don't have many friends that watch the Premier League, yet alone watch soccer in general. So I was like, you know what? Might as well I start my own and just get up in the scene. So I started it, and then I was like, I have to have some sort of thing about me, I could just be a girl just talking, but I was like, you know what, let me grab a couple drinks and let me just sit. It all started me just sitting in my bathroom talking, just drinking.
Wait, in your bathroom?
Yes, it started in my bathroom, me sitting in my bathroom drinking. It sounds sad, but I found it fun in the moment.
Because the acoustics, or because of
did the candles look better in the bathroom?
Yeah.
You had an ambiance?
I don't know. I honestly, I really don't know, but I just felt just drinking. I don't know, the bathroom's a safe haven for me. Don't know why, but all the thoughts run through the bathroom, and so it all started in the bathroom. I've progressed from there, but it all started me just speaking my thoughts about all these different games in my bathroom.
It's also a place where if you're in a house with other people, they're not going to open the door.
That's also true.
You have like you said, it's a safety thing. It's a sense of hey, this is my space right now. Please don't come in.
Yeah.
We have talked about, we've talked about in the future. Well, this is me talking, and then I'm like, Jeff, we should do this. And he's the voice of reason, so I'll be like, that's kind of crazy. But what I want to do in the future is go around Boston or just around the area, and we'll bring our mics and we'll just record from random places. So we'll be in Faneuil Hall, and we'll just have our mics, and maybe people will jump in with recording.
But I think the reason why I push back is because this is my safe space.
This is your bathroom?
This is my bathroom.
Yeah.
The bunker and the Rato bunker and the barbershop is my safe space.
Right. This is where Jeff comes when he needs some time away from playing father and husband.
Yeah. So I come down here and I just look around. I'm just it's my shitty cave. This is my shitty cave.
You're shitty. You almost said man cave, but you didn't.
I didn't. It's not a man cave per se.
It's a boy cave.
It's a boy. It's more of a boy cave.
Boys and Bolos cave.
Yeah, boys and Bolos. But I hear you. I hear you on that. That's why I push back on Jarrett on the whole let's record things in the public.
Yeah, see, I want to take the Boys and Bolos on the road, you're in Dallas now, so they do these things called debutante balls. I kind of want to have the debutante, release ourselves to the wild, right? We'll have to probably have masks on. Anyway, neither here nor there. Let's talk about the debutante ball for Manchester United this past weekend, which shut down their game, which was insane because this past weekend too, Jeff and I, on all of our social media for Boys and Bowls, we were observing the blackout essentially that was happening, which we are totally come on, you can't have the beautiful game happen if people are going to be called names because of the color of their skin.
Absolutely.
That's stupid. So we'll stay off social media. So it was at the time being off social media and not being able to share things and kind of engage in other things. What a time to be alive.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know in recent memory when a game hasn't happened in the Premier League, if it's ever happened, because fans flooded and ran on the field.
Yeah, I honestly don't even, at least not in my lifetime, not ever since I've been watching, has it ever happened. The scenes were wild.
And the other thing is, I had actually sworn not to watch this game because I had watched Man U and Liverpool at the beginning of the season. We talked about it on the last episode, and it was the worst game ever.
It was so boring, so boring. I was so disappointed. As a United fan, I was so disappointed.
Were you watching it this weekend? Did you have it on? Were you ready to go, Jeff?
No, I was out riding my bike.
So yeah, I too was out riding on a bike because it was a nice, wonderful day in Massachusetts. Because in Massachusetts, you went to school up here. When it's 70 in the spring, everyone's like naked and outside because it's like they've never
Absolutely.
So that's what we had this past Saturday. And so I assume you were watching or getting ready to watch the game. And then like, what were the NBC commentators? How were they like ushering that moment?
Okay, so basically it all started during the Newcastle Arsenal game. So all of a sudden it was the Newcastle Arsenal game was playing. I'm pretty sure Arsenal was up at least 1-0 by then. And all of a sudden you hear Rebecca, like both the commentators that are commentating on the game like cut out. Rebecca Lowe comes in, like look what's happening in like Old Trafford, and they panned the second game. Like no one was caring about the Newcastle game anymore. It was just like onto the side.
Not even the Newcastle fans.
No one cared about that game anymore. And all of a sudden you just like see all these fans like infiltrating the stadium, and I'm like, what is going on? Like it was actually crazy. Like live as it was happening, they just like had cameras on it, and it was crazy.
It was surreal to see. And the reason why it was the timing. If that had happened 2 weeks ago, like right as the Super League or whenever that was, how long ago was the Super League? It was like a week ago.
Yeah, it was like a week ago or something like that. Yeah.
Sure. If it had happened right in the wake of that, I would have been like, okay. But the fact that United needs to win this game so as to not lose the title, to me, is an added bonus for them to be able to run on the field and basically push back the inevitability of City lifting the title.
Literally.
That to me was a little like weird.
Yeah. I also like found it weird because because like we're still in the Europa League. Where are we gonna put this game? I literally was sitting there just like, where is this game gonna go? You know, like I know they were like trying to like postpone the game until like later that day, but I guess like the damage was like so much that they had to postpone it completely. But I was like, where are we gonna put this game? Like where exactly we're gonna put this game?
It's unfortunate because I don't think that they're definitely not gonna let fans in on that game. I don't know if that was the plan anyway, but
yeah.
The last 2 games of the season, they were going to let
the last
fans.
2 games. But what about the Europa League? Were they going to let fans?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
I wanted to see.
Well, I think what ended up happening was the reason why it wasn't last week was because they played away, right? Is that why?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe they weren't exactly. Maybe they were away. I don't remember exactly. But
yeah, I think there's a lot of a lot of fans are upset because of the American owners, the Glazers owning the United, and that influence isn't exactly the most positive. All the other
Jeff, you don't have to put this so delicately.
Yeah, I know. All the other owners from the Super League clubs basically came out and apologized. Like you can believe John Henry or you think he's full of shit or not, but at least he went on camera and said, "Look, we made a monumental error." You know, the people at Tottenham stepped down. Nothing happened at United except for Woodward, right?
Yeah.
But the Glazers are still on the franchise, and obviously that's their influence is we want to make as much money as we can. So, like, I think the fans kind of took that as like a FU to the fans, like maybe, and that's why they got pissed. And I think United fans are like some of the most passionate probably in the Premier League, and some of the craziest, obviously. And so, I don't mean crazy like I mean crazy in just terms of fandom, not like actually crazy, but maybe a little, maybe a little bit. But
yeah, but
I mean, they're very passionate.
I'm not sure.
They're very passionate fans. But I also saw an interview which was interesting. Because I was like going through my head, how did the fans get in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
But I saw they interviewed like one of the presidents of like the supporters group. And they're like, "Oh, so how do you feel about this?" And like he's like, "Well, I think everything's justified. I don't care about anything else. Like they can throw all the balls they want." But he also said they just opened the barriers up and they let us in.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like a Capitol riot situation.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was like a Capitol riot situation. Because in Capitol riot, basically, they, I don't know how else to like say this, but basically, if the rioters weren't Trump supporters and if they were black and brown people, they would have been shot dead, right? So it was a similar thing. Like, we can't really kill these people because they're United fans, and we're just, whatever. You know,
we're not getting paid enough to like.
yeah,
really,
and they're just. It's not a situation where we need to kill these people. So just kind of let it happen.
Yeah.
And
What's
then
the
we're
worst
gonna,
thing?
and
Yeah.
then
like they run on the field, they like hang in some soccer nets and they
like
wave their banners.
exactly.
And
Like the least amount of casualties or friction will happen if we just kind of let the water go down the creek rather than like stack rocks in front of it.
Yeah.
That's it. I hadn't heard that, but that doesn't surprise me. It's also like the Glazers, because they own United, they're the ones that are going to probably have to pick up, I would assume, the bill from any damage done to the stadium because they essentially bought the stadium, right? I mean, they must own the stadium as an asset, as an infrastructure.
I'm interested to see, as I know they're going to get fined by the Premier League. I don't know if it's going to end up in like a point deduction, and I've never seen that actually play out. I've always heard of like warnings of it play out. Has it ever? When is the last time?
I actually don't. I only know point deductions that have happened in Italy.
Yeah,
I only know there were like point deductions in the championship. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Birmingham got like a point deduction, but I don't remember it in the Premier League for like a long time. I don't think.
I don't remember it in the Premier League as well. I agree. I don't remember it ever in the Premier League because the funny thing, not the funny thing, but the ironic thing would be for Chelsea, Leicester, the West Ham, even some of the teams that are definitely going to probably be vying for the top four, even Everton, they're still hanging around, and Aston Villa, even Tottenham. If they deduct enough points, multiple things will happen. One, City will automatically be champions.
100%, yeah.
Two, it opens the gate for them to maybe not finish second. United's going to finish top four. That's almost mathematical. But, I mean, if Chelsea were able to, as a Chelsea fan, if we were able to finish second because of this hoopla, that would be crazy. And I also don't know. I don't know. I think it's a really harsh on the players because these are the fans that are doing that. And while I do think that most consequences in European soccer, and just in soccer in general, right?
Yeah.
If your fans are being hooligans, and, you know, it's happened all the time, I feel like, in Russia, where the fans will be chanting monkey noises or something, and then their team gets docked points, or they're asked to leave a European, you know, they're asked to leave the European Cup or whatever it is. But I always found it really harsh because it's not the players that are doing that. It's the fans.
Yeah, but
I guess it's kind of like...
Here's my take on it, right? So, like, the game gets postponed, and it screws the schedule up for everybody, right? And so games that should have happened don't happen, and then the opponents of those players for future games, it doesn't just impact those two teams. That's I think
the ripple effect is
the ripple
massive.
effect is
the
massive.
Ripple effect is massive
for the game to not happen.
Actually, that's going to be interesting because. So, as a Chelsea fan,
so now they have a game in hand. So now they have they basically have a game in hand.
Both teams have game in hands when they shouldn't. We
When
should
they
all
shouldn't.
be on the same.
Yeah.
We have 4 games left. Because what's interesting is, like, for me, Chelsea has to play Leicester twice. We have to play them in the league in the last 4 games, and we have to play them in the FA Cup. If either of those teams has to play Leicester and it throws them off from that schedule, that is super awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure United still have to face Leicester, I think.
United do still have to play Leicester. And it's just interesting to see how that will happen because it's good in some sense that neither of those teams are in Europe or in the FA Cup, but you're right. The teams that they do play could be in the FA Cup or could be in Europe.
But that's why I think because United was the home team, they should be the ones.
And it was their fans.
Their fans. I'm not, regardless of the reasoning behind it, which, you know, we all can agree that the Super League was stupid, but that would be the justification, I think, behind docking them points.
Docking the team points, for the fans' actions.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was reading an article. I heard if there were to be point deduction, it would only be 3 points, but I could be completely wrong on that. But I read that if there would be a point deduction, it'd only be 3 points, which I guess makes sense. But
so a point deduction, 3 points, they get 3 points subtracted.
Yeah.
But they still have to play the game.
I think so. Yeah, probably.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy because then there's a max loss for United, a potential. Because I'm not worried about
6 points
or Liverpool.
Yeah.
Actually, that's amazing for Chelsea and Tottenham fans. Sorry. But, you know, if I look at them like a team ahead of us could lose 3 points and the team behind us could lose 3 points in an outing where normally max points lost between 2 teams can be 4 total points, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would want United to be docked points, and then I would want Liverpool to win the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario. Yeah.
Jarrett's mind's his
wow.
It's like he's just like reached nirvana. He's like, whoa.
Pat, hit the blunt.
Yeah.
That's sick, bro.
You know, Tuchel's sitting there. He's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool to win. Anyways, that's insane. I just like it was like the Capitol riots when I'm watching it because I'm so obviously removed from England. We're not there, just like I wasn't in DC when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching it. It seems surreal, and it's now with what you've said. It aligns with the Capitol riots, which is like many people had to have kind of okayed this action for it to get this far. When they were in the Senate hall, I'm like, a lot of things had to like go wrong for them to get into the Senate hall. People wanted to keep them out. Like at any time if the officers just started spraying bullets, people would have moved. Or maybe it would have gotten worse. I don't know. But when I saw them on the field, it seemed surreal. But I think that's also like the thing. It's like, what do they want to do? They want to get in the stadium. So we'll give them that. And then they're going to realize there's not much they can do.
Yeah.
Are they going to like rip out the seats that are bolted to the floor?
Yeah, literally everyone was just, at least what I saw, everyone was just taking photos. They were just chilling.
Yeah, if you like searched hashtag whatever the like MUFC at the time, it was just people, drunk English dudes, just running around Old Trafford, and I mean that's
hanging from goalposts and look, mom, here's where I am.
Took the corner flags, casual.
Yeah, so the Glazers, are they ever going to financially recover from the corner flag theft?
Yeah. Oh no, a few extra sneakers on our turf.
Anyway, so this week was a good one. I don't think, was there any game that surprised you, Claire, when you look at week 34?
There was. Yeah, Claire, say it.
Oh,
say it.
There
say
was?
It.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. Oh, my God.
Wait, well, okay. I don't know what game you're referencing, but.
Yeah, you do. If you think hard, you do. But think for yourself. Don't think like this guy, the Tottenham fan.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't shocking.
So Gareth Bale scored his third goal. And Jeff had his Nirvana moment.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm literally
he
running around.
Me and he's floating.
I'm literally running around my house, airplane, like, yes, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Yeah, no,
I love Gareth Bale, so I was happy for him. But yeah, no, but I think one of the better games that I personally enjoyed watching was Everton Aston Villa. I thought that game was solid. I really enjoyed that one for sure.
That was a super solid game. We watched that.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it.
Very nice game. For the neutral, it was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. For the neutral, it was so good.
You enjoyed Everton losing, Jeff?
Every week that Everton loses is a good week for me.
Oh, my God. So the backstory on that is Everton beat Tottenham in the first game of the season, and ever since, Jeff has a dartboard with Ancelotti's face, and he just throws darts. And he has like a Hamas cutout. He like kicks.
It does beg the question why Ancelotti doesn't get as much like stick as like other managers who have done as poorly as he has.
He hasn't done that poorly.
Yeah, he has.
How poorly has he done?
I mean, he's bottled a lot of games, like a lot of games that banana peel games, like they should have won. Like this should be. Yeah. I mean, Aston Villa. They should be Aston Villa. They're a team that's okay. When we had Alex on our podcast, we had a big Everton fan on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He was singing his praises for Ancelotti, which that's fine, right? It's good. I had no problem with that. But also talking about, in the same breath, talking about how they're going to compete for Champions League spot, which that's a ambitious take.
Is it mathematically possible for them to
12 points?
I'm going to go back to the chart that I actually.
I mean, it's mathematically possible.
Claire,
everybody else, every other team loses every other game they play.
Well, mathematically. Each club's best and worst possible league position by Sky Sports. Everton could be in second.
That's true.
That's if they win out and all the other teams essentially come down with malaria. So
whatever, that's fine. You're right. I agree. That was a good game.
It was a phenomenal game.
Yeah. I'm a huge Ollie Watkins fan.
Yes, you love to see it.
I love Ollie Watkins. So when I saw him score, I was like, that guy's great. I love Ollie Watkins. So I was happy for him.
Do you think there's a way he stays at Villa if they don't get into Europe?
I think so. I don't know why, but I feel like he would stay. I don't know.
Like a Grealish type situation?
Yeah. I don't know. There's some players I just don't see leaving, and I think Ollie Watkins is one, at least for now.
Because there's been rumors
maybe
that
like
Klopp may try to lure him to Anfield, so we'll see how that goes. I think he's class. I think he can.
Yeah,
do stuff.
Same.
I think he's super undervalued.
100%.
And he's the kind of guy you put on a top team. Like, okay, let's put it this way: if he had the chances Werner had this year, he'd be on 15 to 20 goals.
100%.
Easily.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on Timo Werner, but yeah, no.
Okay, let's go there.
Oh,
Tell me about Timo Werner in 3 adjectives. Go ahead.
Oh,
3 adjectives.
God. 3 adjectives to describe Timo Werner. I'm on the spot here.
Yeah, you said you had some ideas.
I mean, I wouldn't just put it down to like words, but I just think like a part of
put it down to words.
Strapping German boy.
Yeah, strapping German bad.
Yeah, I just think
bad.
Yeah, no, I just feel like if he was on other teams, I feel like at some point he would be benched. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like he's had so many games where he's played at least like started the game where at one point I would just chuck him to the bench. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even give him the shot or like the time of day. But like obviously like Tuchel, like, you know, trusts him and believes him in, and he does like he's involved in many goals. He just hasn't scored many. But also there's been a couple big blunders where I feel bad for his mental health. So I don't want to go there, but at the same time, yeah, like it's just sad.
Yeah, there was a time where he was not creating a lot, but also like not finishing.
Yeah.
And then he scored a goal, and everybody's like, "Oh, here it is. The floodgates are gonna open." And then it was like nothing.
Yes.
And then, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the problem with this. Jarrett's showing me this thing about how Timo Werner has 11 goals and 10 assists. The first player to register double figures for both goals and assists in all competitions in his debut season for Chelsea since Eden Hazard. Fine, but you got to also remember some of those goals weren't Premier League goals.
That's fine. I go back and forth. I think, like Claire says, he's involved in goals, and that's important.
Yeah.
I honestly, I can't focus. It's just he's a striker. He's a 9, and that's what he's supposed to freaking do is put the ball in the back of the net. Like that's what they're paying him for. So we're coming up on Wednesday. We have our second leg with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I've gone through this with Jeff, and I'm going to post about it. But basically, we are mirroring 2012 to a T when we won the Champions League. We have a coach that we just picked up mid-year. We are biting to get in Champions League in the table. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. We get to the semifinals of the Champions League, and we play Spanish opposition. We are also in the FA Cup final. These are all things that we did in 2012. And in 2012, Fernando Torres scored the second goal at the Camp Nou. A forward who that whole season was just horrible. He's always struggled, but he scored that one goal. And if you ask a Chelsea fan about Fernando Torres, we'll talk about that. This game on Wednesday, I'm predicting it now. If Timo Werner were to score against Real Madrid, it's like he's a Catholic and he went to church. All of his sins they've been washed away.
That's son. If he gets the start, dude.
They've been washed away. You've been absolved of your sins, Timo.
If you're gonna get the start,
it doesn't matter. Fernando Torres didn't start that game. He came in at the end because we went whatever. I'm just saying it's setting it up. The drama if Timo Werner were to score would be. Yeah. Hold on to your hats.
My problem with Chelsea isn't Timo Werner. I think my biggest gripe is like the way Hakim Ziyech is bad. He's not good. He's not good. He needs to he's a fine soccer player, but he needs to not be on Chelsea. He's not a Chelsea footballer.
That's I agree. Totally.
Okay, so if you're Claire, if you're Chelsea, and I know that you're not Chelsea, but what would you do with Ziyech in the offseason?
I mean, what would I do with him in the offseason? I mean, I think I would give him up, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't see him at Chelsea. Like Ziyech is not like the ideal Chelsea player in my head. So when I heard that they signed him in the first place, I was like, not sure about that. But yeah, I think I'd let him go.
I would try to recoup as much money as you can.
Yeah.
Don't even think about loaning him out. Just sell him off to like some second tier European league.
Yeah.
Back to the Eredivisie. Can't pronounce words. Sorry.
English is
English.
English is tough.
Sell him to MLS. I don't give a shit. Get him out of no, because you know what it is like I watch Chelsea as like it's kind of like my team I secondary root for because Tottenham's not in the Champions League. So I'm rooting for Chelsea in the Champions League. And watching him play is painful.
Yes.
Painful. Guy is on the floor more than I've ever seen another player besides maybe Suarez. And
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. And the guy just is like frail. He's a frail boy. He's a frail small boy.
Yeah.
And he's always trying to do like these little dink balls with his left foot. And he doesn't do a lot. Doesn't happen for him.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeff, for your candid opinion on Hakim Ziyech. 30 minutes later.
Get him out of here.
Get him,
Yeah.
get him out of
Get him out of
here.
here.
So, Claire, let's talk about your team now.
Yeah.
What are they doing in the off season? Who are you trying to bring in? Who are you hoping to sell, and who are you hoping to bring in?
Ooh.
And it doesn't have to be like an equal swap. Like we're going to get $100 million for this guy, and then we want to use $100 million to flip it into this. What player do you want to see leave, and what player do you want to see come in?
Okay. One player I want to see leave, and I've felt this for so long, is Martial. I want him gone. I want Martial chucked
I've been
out the
saying
window.
that for a mad
I
minute.
want Martial chucked out the window. Done.
Out the window.
Out the window.
Yeah, out the window.
Jeez.
Literally out the window. I think my number one, out the window.
Kick him out the window on the
Yeah.
Jersey Turnpike.
Get
Now
him
that-
out of here.
Now that
Get
we've
him outta
seen
here.
what Cavani could do and how much better he is, I need Martial gone.
Is Cavani staying though? Because all I hear is that he's going to Boca Juniors.
That's all I hear too. But I keep reading either like Ole's convinced him to stay another season or he's leaving to Boca Juniors. I've seen like both, and I have no
I've seen
clue.
both.
Yeah,
I've seen both.
but I would love
Yeah,
for him to
Cavani's
stay.
been good, much better than Martial.
100%.
Cavani's been a revelation. When we gave him shit, we're like, oh, good. United's pulling a dude off the, from Paris who's got like sawdust on him. He's been around so long. But
No,
he
it wasn't
looks
that. It's
good.
just he was like just hanging around, not getting picked up. Like, wasn't he just like a free agent?
I think he came on a free.
Yeah, I
he
think
was on
he
a
came on a
free.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think he
was
came on a free.
Okay.
Dude, talk about. All right, if we're looking at value for the season, Cavani is up there.
Yep.
Diaz is also probably the winning, even though he cost $80 million
lot.
in the transfer. But he's just been unreal addition to United. In fact, if you don't have him on the team, you're not probably where you are in Europe, and you're definitely not where you are in the Premier League.
Absolutely. No, yeah, for sure.
He's had some big time goals.
Yeah,
Time. Not
100%.
winning goals, but sometimes he'll score the go-ahead goal. Sorry, he has had winning goals because he's had the go-ahead goal. But sometimes he'll score the go-ahead goal, and then United will put 2 more in the last 10 minutes, so they'll win 4-1 or something. But without him and his movement to get that go-ahead,
Yeah,
United's
absolutely.
tying a lot more.
Yeah.
All right, so Cavani's gone.
Yeah.
Cavani,
I mean, Cavani's
Martial's
in.
gone.
Martial's
in
gone.
forever. Martial's gone.
Cavani statue.
Yes.
Cavani statue at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford. Who do you want to bring in?
Who are we going to bring in? Okay. So obviously, you're a Tottenham fan. Heard the name of Harry Kane. Might be leaving in the summer. Might come to United. I'm not mad about that. But
Nobody would be mad about that.
yeah, no one would be
Harry
mad about
Kane's
that. So
20 goals a game, 20 and 10 every season.
yeah. So
much.
in my head, the rumor on my head right now, and that's sticking with me, is Harry Kane.
How much would you, when you take over United, how much are you spending on Harry Kane? What's your max?
This is good.
Oh God, what's my max? Okay, well, I believe that Harry Maguire was bought for too much money, but that's my opinion. I don't think he was that much money, but he's worth it. He's worth it, but I don't think he was that much money. So I would say like same as Maguire, whatever that much.
What's that? 89.
80.
It was a lot.
The
But,
problem with
yeah.
Kane, and I think the problem a lot of teams struggle with now, is that his ankles are made of popsicle sticks,
Yeah.
and he's 28 years old, and so
It's
you're
made
gonna
of
get
the
three or-
balsa
you're
wood
gonna
science project.
Yeah,
we
you're
all
gonna
did.
get 3 seasons of it, but you're gonna miss a stretch of games, and those games may be important, and so
Sure.
you're contemplating like how much.
So you're keeping Martial just in case Kane's ankles suck. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I was gonna say what I think what's gonna happen with United is they're gonna lose Pogba and they're gonna need a midfielder, and I think Jadon Sancho is like their number 1 target.
Yeah, he's been a
And
target
I
for
think-
a while.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna be able to get it over the line, especially if which I truly believe they'll make Champions League. Obviously, they're not gonna have like a huge slip, they're not gonna be like Leicester last year, but
Yeah.
so I think that'll be helpful for Jadon to come over. I think
Yeah.
he's an English player, needs to play in England, needs to play on the big stage.
Yeah.
Needs to
I
play in
agree.
Champions League in a club that's going to progress in the competition, hopefully further than they did this year. And I think they're going to have just more will to like sign him, I think, this year than they did last year, which was, I think, came down to money, which wasn't like, it didn't come down to them not wanting him. It was just like, I think they couldn't agree with Dortmund about like how much he was worth.
I also
So,
don't think Jadon wanted to go
Yeah.
where United was.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah, I agree.
At that point, Ole is a younger coach. He's been in there for a minute. I look at that team and I'm like, all right, you basically have Bruno Fernandes and like 28 other warm bodies because they just weren't firing.
Yeah, I agree.
And now he's like, oh, it's an actual team. Now there's a system. It's a team that's so good that, Van de Beek can't even like get to the bench anymore. So
Yeah.
if I'm Jaden, I'm like very excited about that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I think it's a good
But
signing.
okay. So I think that those are two good answers though. Martial to the boot.
100%.
And
That's
Harry
like
Kane
that's the first thing. I don't even care about what happens ever. I just need him to get the boot.
I felt that way for a while.
Yeah.
I felt like they needed to maximize on his value, and just cash in.
Yes.
Stop playing blackjack. Like take that money and take it off the table.
Yeah.
Because he's just not. The value isn't there. I just don't see it. Like he's not an appreciating asset.
Yes.
If anything, it's going to get worse because he's going to stop getting time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, but I want to ask you about Champions League this week. We've got PSG and Man City tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Could be fire. And then you got Chelsea and Real on Wednesday. Who do you have tomorrow's game? And, well, maybe just tell me who you have going through. Who do you see in the final?
Okay. I'm not sure about Man City PSG, only because last year Man City bottled it against Lyon. And I know like this year they have 2 away goals, so that should definitely help them. But I would like to think that Man City's learned from their mistakes and that they go in the final. But I'm predicting Chelsea over Real Madrid. That's what my gut's telling me. My gut's telling me that Chelsea will edge over Madrid, but I'm not sure, obviously. Yeah, that's my gut.
I'm gonna throw some info in. Ramos is probably gonna play in the Chelsea game.
Oh.
I'm not sure how effective that will be because he's only played like 3 games since January. Varane is hurt and he's not gonna play.
Chelsea going through.
Chelsea goes through.
Chelsea goes through.
Yeah.
Give me Pulisic against Ramos 1-on-1
Oh, God,
3
he's so slow.
times.
Yeah.
One of those times he will skin him. One of those times Ramos will pick up a yellow, and one of those times will be a potential red because Ramos is a bone collector.
Well, the other thing about Chelsea is they just won't play number 9. They'll play a false 9, and then Ramos will have nothing to do. For the PSG game, I don't really care, honestly, because it's both kind of like oil money to me. But because it's like, you're picking the worst of whatever. But like for me,
oil money.
The reason why I don't really want to see City go through is I don't even think they should be in the competition this year. I think they should still be that whole thing where they got like banned from Champions League and then they somehow got back in.
Oh,
financial fair play. It's
yeah.
like totally convoluted to me. It's definitely screams of like they paid somebody off, UEFA or FIFA or whatever it was, and it doesn't give me good feelings about it. But
they paid in oil.
Yeah, well, it's all state money.
Yeah.
Like it's like every other team is like, you see the money going in and out. Like they earn money from like selling jerseys and ticket sales and like sponsorship. Like City's just, we just spend $800 million this offseason. No big deal. We're good.
Yeah.
City is the it's if you look
they
at
weren't
City,
a club. They weren't a real competing club up until 2008. You can't just suddenly, like, obviously they got bought by, they're oil. It's just oil. It's just oil flowing, just at the concession stands, at the water fountains.
Jeff's a green energy guy. Really,
oil coming
really.
through.
Yeah, he's looking for the solar energy team.
Do you want to know my take on the game?
Solar Energy Sunderland.
No, I think City will go through as well. I agree with that. I think Chelsea and City. It's going to be an English final.
That's
again.
what I think. Yeah.
Chelsea City is going to be phenomenal because if that were to happen, obviously I'd like to see Chelsea win.
Yeah.
But I just think Chelsea historically in the Champions League are just brutal.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah.
We'll see. Let's go to this week, though. We got week 35, which is insane, which means we only have 4 games left. Obviously, United and Liverpool have an extra game due to the snafu. So Friday, we have Leicester City versus Newcastle. Who do you have in this game, and what's the score?
I'm going Leicester 2-1. That's what I'm going to go with.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Saturday morning, set your clocks, you Dallas people, to get up at 6:30 Central Time.
I do it every week. It's brutal, but I do it.
Yeah, just get the coffee, go in your bathroom.
Yeah.
It's Leeds versus Tottenham.
Okay.
What do you got?
Leeds have been by far one of my favorite teams to watch this entire year. Like genuinely, outside of like not even Man United games, because I guess like Leeds is more neutral. So like I love watching Leeds games, but I don't see them being Tottenham. I don't know why. I don't see it. So I'm thinking like maybe like 2-0 Tottenham. That's what I'm thinking. But I love Leeds. I have to root for Leeds. I love Leeds.
It's at Ellen Road, Jeff. Do you concur?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Gareth Bale starts.
Gareth Bale starts, they win.
Yeah, Gareth Bale starts. Has to start.
He starts. He has to start. He actually looked. He looked. Not only did he look. I mean, obviously he's going to be clinical every week. He touches the ball. He's just
heaven.
I mean, it's heaven on earth. I mean, he's a great player. But he showed some bursts of speed. He tracked back on defense.
Yeah,
dude, he was playing well, dude. I don't know.
He killed it though. He killed it.
It was Sheffield, but
every time he touches the ball, Jeff runs out to his deck and he releases a dove. That's what I see when I'm over here.
I see a 3-0 win.
You see a 3? Okay, well.
Okay.
That's
Harry Kane.
Bold prediction, Jeff.
I see a goal from Kane, goal from Son, and a goal from Bale. Trifecta, baby.
God. Next game, Sheffield Crystal Palace. What do you think, Claire?
Okay. Obviously, Sheffield have been poor, but Crystal
That's
Palace.
Such a nice way to say it, Claire.
I'm just gonna say poor. I'm gonna be nice. They've suffered enough. But Crystal Palace is one of the teams that genuinely make no sense to me, and Crystal Palace just frustrates me as a whole. So I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna either be a draw or Crystal Palace like 1-0. Like I'm not seeing much from that. Or
like a draw, like a nothing.
Yeah,
draw.
like a nothing. Yeah.
I've got a 1-1 draw or a 1-0 Crystal Palace. That's my gut.
I just can't see with some of the players at Crystal. I mean, Benteke, like some of the guys that they have in their team, like
Benteke's a god, dude. God.
I mean, I just can't see them not scoring on Sheffield. Sheffield's bad, dude. Like,
yeah,
bad team.
Sheffield.
I can't see them like I don't know why, but I just can't imagine Crystal Palace dominating them. I don't know why.
No.
Yeah,
it won't be a domination. It'll be like they'll eke it out.
Yeah, that's what I think.
In the 89th minute.
Yeah.
Next game, Chelsea versus Man City, and here begins Chelsea's. Basically, we play unbelievable teams, and then we play Real Madrid and Leicester in the FA Cup. Our last 6 games, there's not one easy game.
That's a tough one.
It's at the Etihad, where we beat them last year when Christian Pulisic skinned. Who is the City defender he skinned? My heart says it was Fernandinho, but I know that's wrong. I think it was Mendy. He's skinned. Anyways, we beat them last year at the Etihad, which was big. And without those points, we wouldn't have gotten Champions League.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I guess like every time I'm like envisioning teams at the top, I always envision it to be not so good of a game. I don't know why, but I just like I'm more excited about like 2 mid-table teams rather than 2 teams at the top. Maybe that's just me, but yeah.
I think that season's been like this, Claire.
Yeah.
Like the Everton Aston Villa game was phenomenal.
Because you want to lose the game, right? You never want to lose. You don't want to drop 3 points. You'd rather come away with something, right? So
you'd rather tie than potentially risk a loss.
Yeah.
So after the 60th minute, people get conservative.
Yeah.
Both these teams will be coming off semifinal Champions Leagues where they will play their A games because they are elimination games.
Yeah.
So I think Chelsea win this. Obviously, I want Chelsea to win.
Yeah.
But I think Chelsea win this because I think Chelsea actually have a deeper bench.
Absolutely. Chelsea has one of the best benches. I agree.
Like we just pull players off all the time. I'm like, holy shit, we even have that guy?
Yes.
Like we haven't played Kovacic in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we get away because we have Mount, Jorginho, who's actually playing well. And I normally want that dude on a boat back to Italy every day. Conte. I mean, we haven't even played Abraham or Giroud in a long time.
I know.
And we have so many center backs now that are healthy. So I actually think we win this just because I think we have a deeper bench. City have a deeper attacking bench, but I think our bench is deeper throughout the entire squad, minus Kepa, who I would rather play 12 outfield players than have him. 11 outfield players than have him. Yes.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. But I don't know. I see a draw. Probably like a 1-1, but I'm not sure. But I definitely do agree with you. I think Chelsea does have an overall deeper bench for sure.
The other thing is, if United get those points deducted, and that throws the title, City may put out whoever they want, because now
True.
this competition doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And now we're going to start to rest players, because now if we know we're in the Champions League final, it doesn't matter if we lose the rest of the games, because we're not going to put out Phil Foden to get injured against Chelsea when this competition doesn't matter. We've already won this marathon.
Yeah.
So if those points were to go and they were to put out a lesser team, and then Chelsea can go and win this game that normally we look at, we're like, yeah, we'll take a point.
Yeah, but the only thing is if they win it's at home, and if they win the game, they win the championship. If they win the title.
No, but I'm saying they may be able to get to the stadium having already won the title because United gets deducted the points.
If that doesn't happen,
then
they have
it's a
something
game
to play for, which is the champion.
The
like
championship.
literally, like they get the trophy that day.
They get the trophy that day.
And so
we'll see. I'm just saying if they qualify
honestly,
for the Champions League, I don't think they're gonna.
Honestly, from like a bigger picture standpoint, I think that Chelsea actually have more to play for that game.
We have way more to play
and
for.
So
than they do, 'cause we have to
I
ensure
think
top 4.
Yeah, and so I think that they're gonna rest Diaz, and they're gonna put out Mendy, and they're gonna put out a few defenders like Ake and Mendy. They're not gonna play Diaz and Cancelo.
Yeah.
And so I think there's going to be more opportunity for Chelsea to attack. Pulisic won't start, but
he'll come off the bench if we need it for sure.
For sure. And I just think that Chelsea, it'll be like a 1-0 type of situation.
Okay.
Both very solid defenses, regardless of who plays.
It's true.
Yeah.
Next game is Liverpool-Southampton. I don't know how much we even need to talk about this. What do you think, Claire?
Honestly, I honestly really enjoyed that first leg that they had, where Southampton beat them 1-0.
It's true.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Enjoyed that.
She enjoyed Hasenhutl's tears.
Dude, honestly, that was an emotional thing.
Streaming down.
He like broke down on his knees.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. We won the Premier League of February. The January.
Well, I think
Premier
that was
League.
in a moment where like somehow Southampton was low key like near the top of the table.
They were.
Then they won that game, and then they lost every game.
Every game after that, literally every game after that, it was like, god.
It was like Hasenhüttl had a meeting with the devil. The devil's like, I can give you this game, but then you lose forever. He's like, I'll take it.
I'll take it. He walked out the room before he gave him the second half of the deal.
Yeah.
So, how much do you think Liverpool's going to win by?
I'm gonna go max 3. I don't know why. I don't see them like plummeting them, but I'm gonna go with like 3. I'm gonna say 3-0.
3-0 sounds perfect.
Sounds good to me.
Wolves Brighton on Sunday morning.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Brighton could win that. I do. I think based off of their last performance, and I just feel like Brighton has more to fight for than Wolves do. So
Brighton has way more to fight for. You're right.
Yeah. So I hope that Brighton fight for it, and I think they'd win, but I think Wolves could chuck a goal. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Wolves could like settle, for like a draw. I feel like that's what Wolves would probably like go for. I'm not sure if they win.
Brighton Wolves mathematically should both be safe from the drop. So
yeah,
they should both be good.
If Brighton win, they're pretty much mathematically.
Yeah, but they're both essentially like you're talking. One of the relegation teams has to win. Fulham has to win all the last games, and Brighton or Wolves has to lose all of their games except one. Like, it's not gonna happen really.
Right.
So
yeah, Brighton have a great goal difference.
Next game is your team against Aston Villa, unless I'm wrong. I lost my page here. Yes, Aston Villa, Man U. What do you have for that? That's gonna be it. This is going to be a game. The team that wins this, well, if Aston Villa win this, they're actually serious about Champions League, and if they lose this, they're not as serious about Champions League anymore.
You mean Europa League?
I mean, Aston Villa still have a chance for Champions League. I'm saying if they lose this, then they're destined for Europa fighting.
He's looking at you like they're going to Europa League. They're not fighting for Champions League.
They're fighting for Europa League right now. You realize that, right?
No, they're fighting for Champions League.
Yeah, mathematically, but not
Not
reality,
realistically.
dude. Not reality of the world.
Holy crap. I confused them with Everton. They're fighting for Europa League and only Europa League.
And only Europa League.
They are a scrawny freshman trying to get
look.
on JV, not varsity. I'm so sorry, Jeff.
Hey, look, I know the table, and I'm willing to
Do you have
give
like
you some leeway here, but
do you get a tattoo like updated every day? You're like, table results are in.
I look at it a lot.
You look at it.
It's like, well, I'm looking at Tottenham mostly and like where the team's.
Oh, you're watching Tottenham yo-yo between 6 and 7 and getting excited.
6th and 7th, more like 5th and 9th, dude.
Honestly, it's been pretty big of a jump. Yeah,
It's pretty big. They were top of the league earlier.
Well, this year the whole thing has been once you touch the first, unless you're City, you go straight down.
yes.
Yeah.
Southampton, Tottenham,
Everton,
Chelsea,
that one.
Everton. Oh, September Premier League winners, and then they went. I don't think Arsenal ever had touched it, which is kind of nice, but
Maybe when
anyways.
actually, are they like the first in the beginning alphabetically?
No.
Alphabetically.
Alphabetically.
Like when the table's blank.
QR. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, when the table's blank.
When the table's
Yeah,
blank.
When they haven't played any games.
Yeah.
I think alphabetically. I think you're right.
Yeah.
They hang their
Counts.
hat on it, though. The Arsenal fans hang their hat on that one, though.
Yeah.
Well, they always win before it's over. It's a little
Yeah.
Sun Tzu thing. Anyways, Aston Villa, Manchester United. What do you think on this one?
Ooh, obviously I'm praying for Man United to win, but I think it'd be tough. So I'm going I'm saying 2-0, 2-1.
United.
United, yeah. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Jeff, what do you got?
But that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, United won this game. Solid team. Good defense.
I think 2-0.
Coming off of probably a second leg of Europa League that they don't really care too much about, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they smashed
They're through.
They're through.
Crazy.
Crazy
Crazy game.
And so that's great. Good for them.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll have to worry too much about like player load management, so they can play whoever the hell they want. And I think it'll cruise to a 3-1 victory.
In our next game, I will find Jeff rooting for the team he hates the most because we have West Ham and Everton. So, what do you think on that one, Claire?
I hope that's a good game. West Ham, I'm praying that's like a good game. But I'm praying that it's like as I want it in my head. In my head, I'm praying for like a 3-3 massacre, like a 3-3 goals galore. That's what I'm hoping for. Am I gonna get that? Maybe, maybe not. But I think realistic. I feel like West Ham. I don't know. I feel like West Ham will win. I don't know why, but I feel like West Ham should edge it out over Everton.
They should.
Yeah.
Based on their form, based on their goal differential, not so much.
Yeah.
Both teams both have horrible goal differentials, so they both get scored on and score a lot of goals. It's probably going to be like 2-2, and I'm hoping it's going to be 2-2. A draw would be actually the best for everybody.
The best,
because you want West Ham to drop points, but you also don't want Everton to like be creeping up, right? So you want them to drop points. So I'm hoping for a draw. So 2-2 seems like something that would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Next game is Arsenal West Brom. West Brom, if they lose this, are relegated, I think, mathematically, but basically they're relegated. Arsenal, however, should they lose this game and other things happening, they're really taking themselves out of contention here for Europa.
Anything.
For fun, for smiling.
Yeah.
So what do you think on that one? West Brom, and this is a banana peel for Arsenal.
Yeah. I'm thinking I still think Arsenal win though. I don't know. I still think Arsenal win. Goal wise, max 2-0. I say max 2-0.
I was surprised that they didn't start Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
They didn't start Party, and they still figured out how to win this past week, and comfortably, not too many problems. And they started David Luiz, which is always a fun experience.
Always a roll of the dice.
It's a roll of the dice. But yeah, I agree with that. I just don't see I just do not see West Brom like suddenly. I mean, they score goals. I guess they were scoring goals up until this past weekend.
I mean, as long as they don't play Chelsea.
Love to see Arsenal lose. I mean, I'm into that.
Yeah.
That narrative.
I love.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
That's just pure vibes.
It's just vibes, just pure vibes.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Last game of the week is, this is going to be one you want to tune in for, everyone, on Monday. I'm sure the viewership on this game is going to be the lowest all season. Fulham and Burnley.
Oh
God.
Sheesh. What do you think, Claire?
I mean, what a howler. I think
Hashtag what a howler.
I think Burnley will win. I think like Burnley has probably one of the best like chemistry wise. I think since they all like play together so often, the back line and the rest of the team rarely changes unless there's like an injury. I feel like Burnley should edge it out. Either like a draw, it would either be like it would be the boring game of 0-0 or Burnley edge it out, I think.
This is going to be a tough one because Fulham has now lost so many games that they don't even have their future in their hands. Like, not only do they need to win games, but they also need other things to happen.
Yeah.
So with other things having already happened, by the time they get to Monday, this game may be a non-starter. They may already be essentially relegated. Yeah. So I see Burnley winning strictly just off that I don't think Fulham are going to have enough to play for.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Jeff, do you concur?
I mean, Burnley even today looked like a team that could actually they actually almost scored a few goals on West Ham.
Yeah.
Even before they got the penalty, but after the penalty, they got some chances. Chris Wood's been playing well. He's got like 9 or 10 goals, 11 goals actually, I think, this season. I just don't see them losing.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2-0.
Yeah.
That type of situation. Burnley's one of those teams that's they're going to be like a Crystal Palace or whoever. They're just going to be like 12th to 15th and 16th, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I do think Burnley's impressive, though, because they haven't really spent much. Like, right. I'm pretty sure they only got Dale Stephens, who doesn't even start this past transfer window. So, like,
great business from Burnley.
They've done well for not even buying anybody, to be honest.
Yeah. It's true. Like,
they've got Nick Pope. That's basically it.
Oh yeah, true. Nick Pope.
Oh, Nick Pope.
That's it.
Oh, Nick Pope. I looked at fantasy, but there's no need to because Oz is still mini batting all of us.
Yeah,
so
well,
there's that.
That's it.
Well, Claire, thank you for hopping on the Boys and Bolos, and we send our best down to you in Dallas.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Well, that's it.
Ciao.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a disappointing season if I'm totally honest. I think we've had so many opportunities. We've been in so many games where we've been ahead or we've been in a great position going into the last kind of 20, 15 minutes. And we haven't quite got over the line for one reason or another. So I think when we look back, like I say, we was in a great position come November. And then that spell kind of over December, January really put a halt to what we was hoping to achieve. Individual awards are great. They're fantastic achievements. I think when I look back at the end of my career, these are all the things I'll kind of go over and take in a little bit more. But the goal right now as a player is to win team trophies. So as much as this is great, obviously I want to be winning the biggest prizes that there is to offer as a team, and we're not quite doing that.
I really want to get that message across. This is not the European Super League for me. The supporters who've really felt this more and marched on stadiums are Manchester United yesterday and Arsenal last week, because they had a huge problem with their owners before this. This was the tipping point. Other supporters are very angry with their owners, but don't necessarily want them out. I think it's different for these two clubs because of that. So I think we've got to get away from that. I want to mention, I've listened to a lot this morning, watching other things, TV shows as well, and I've got no problem with people having a different point of view or a different opinion than me, because this is very nuanced to what happened yesterday. But get the facts, please. When you're going to talk about this, know what's going on, please. This talk of sort of net spend, this talk of Manchester United fans are only doing this because they're not challenging for the top honours. Supporters formed another club, FC United, at the height of this when it started.
Thanks for listening to the Boys and Bolos podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Twitch, @Boys and Bolos.
If you'd like to be a guest, please reach out. You can hit us on any of the social media accounts that Jeff just mentioned, or email us directly at boysandbolos@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.